Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, man, guys, yeah. This is all about NFL talk show. Call me the dawn of sport industry, man. We are back again with another video today. But this time around, it's all about NFL talk. With the big guy himself. He's in the studio, ready to go. Today, we're looking at NFL 2022 draft. The main guy himself is ready to go to talk about the draft going on. It's about to start. Hey guy, how you doing today?
Man, I am doing fantastic. How about you, John Sports Entertainment?
You hear that, guys? See it live and direct. Edie, let's do this. The big guy. Your fans are ready.
Well. We have quite a show ahead of us today. Last time we seen each other, we were talking football 101. Now, I know there's people excited about that, and we will get back to that. But we're here live in the Intercontinental Sports TV studio. Like I said, the football 101, we will get back to that. I'm going to say early next month, because really we need to focus on what's going on with preparations for this year's NFL draft, which starts April 28th with the first round. April 29th will be rounds 2, 3. Sunday the 30th will be the rest of the rounds through round 7. So there's a lot of teams preparing, doing their research on these college prospects and trying to figure out what are their biggest team needs. But before I start getting into the draft, I just wanted to talk about some news that just came out a little while ago. Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has passed away at the age of reports was apparently struck by a car in South Florida. I mean, it's sad regardless of the age of somebody that, tragically dies like that, but to be 24 years old and still have so much of his life ahead of him, prayers for his family. And it just goes to show you that, life can be fleeting. I mean, him being 24 years old, but yeah, sad news in the NFL today. So with that being said, we'll get ready to start. Do we have the animation for the draft order? There we go. Okay, so here is your draft order for the first round of the 2022 NFL draft. You see there's 32 spots. Now, ordinarily, those spots would be filled by, it goes in order of course, team with the worst record gets the first pick, and then typically your Super Bowl champion would have the last. We see some teams with multiple picks, teams like the Jets, teams like the Eagles. So it's shook up a little bit. Been a lot of draft picks moving around the last couple of years. So that's your order right there. So I'm going to start out with obviously the first team picking in the first round, and that'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had the worst record in the NFL last year. So they get the honor. They took Trevor Lawrence last year, and he showed moments. He showed at times that, he looks like he is going to be a special quarterback, but they need to put some help around him, and the Jaguars do have a lot of team needs. Over at NFL.com, Gil Brandt, who I like to go to because he's been around the game so long. I think he has a great mind for, prospects. Being a former general manager, he compiled a list of the top prospects according to him. Number one, I think most people agree, is Aiden Hutchinson from the University of Michigan. He plays on the edge. I think he was third in college football with sacks last year, with 14 sacks. So I think he's going to be, a great cornerstone to have on your edge there and on your line. He'll automatically make everybody around him better. So is the first pick of the draft for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do we have a list of the prospects on there? We don't have that. Okay. All right, then. You'll just have to trust me on this. So the number 2 pick of the draft is the Detroit Lions. So the Lions, they really, I don't know how they felt last year seeing, well, I guess I know how they felt when they saw Matthew Stafford. They got some good compensation for him, some draft picks. So hopefully they make the most out of them. Looks like they're probably going to roll with Jared Goff at quarterback again next year. At least get a couple years out of him, because this year's QB prospects aren't overwhelming. So the Lions, they have quite a few needs, just like the Jags. They need an edge rusher on the defensive line. I mean, those are always in high demand. They also have a need at receiver, but it may not be as big as it was last year with their rookie receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He really showed up, I'd say, the last 6 to 7 games of the year. I actually had him on my fantasy team. I signed him, and he really became quite possibly the best receiver on my fantasy team. So they have him. So receiver may not be that huge of a need right now, and QB. But like I said, the QB class is not that strong this year. So I guess we're going to say they'll go edge rusher, and they'll go with Kayvon Thibodeau, who is a defensive end for the Oregon Ducks. So 2 edge rushers with the first 2 picks. Like I said, teams like the Lions are unpredictable, so they could completely, but I hope they wouldn't do that. They have so many bigger needs. The next team picking is the 3rd team, and that's the Houston Texans. Texans also have a lot of needs with safety, offensive line, defensive line. I think they could use a tight end as well, but obviously there's nobody up this early in the draft that would be worth them taking at tight end. So I'm going to call it, and I'm going to say with offensive line, they are going to go. Let me see. Bear with me. But I'll say they go with Ike Ekwonu, who, that name sounds familiar to some people watching. His family comes from Nigeria. Now, this guy, and I don't just say that because of his stature, but I mean, this is a guy, if you draft him, he's going to be ready to play from day one. He's going to be your starting left tackle, or maybe you have a left tackle. Maybe you want to play him at right tackle for a year, let him get his feet wet. Sure, that's fine. But I definitely believe he would come in and start from day one. Like I said, he's of Nigerian descent. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'4", 320. Played his sophomore season at NC State University in the ACC. And he won the Jacobs Trophy for best blocker in the ACC. So he's a big-time player. And I just think he's somebody to look out for. He's part of the influx of we've seen in more recent years of either Nigerian-born players coming to this country to play football, or there seems to be a big uptick in interest for American football from Africa, but like I said, especially Nigeria, who I think is leading that front. And then let me see. And everybody make sure, please like and subscribe to the video. Well, you subscribing, liking the videos, and it just helps us, be able to grow as a channel, and then we can keep offering content that you want to see. So we appreciate everybody. Thank people like Laura and Mitchell and all those who consistently watch. We appreciate you. So, like I said, Ekawanu to the Texans. I know he's not rated as the distinction. It goes to Evan Neal from Alabama, but like I said, I like the kid. So yeah, go Ekawanu. I think he's going to have a great career. So our next team coming up is the New York Jets, who have 2 top 10 picks. So the Jets, I could see them also using a safety, slot receiver, and Elijah Mitchell, who was a great draft pick for them in the second round last year. They could also use defensive end. So, the Jets being the Jets, and they can be a tad unpredictable. With this pick, let me see. I'm gonna say they go. It's a tough one. I mean, but I'm gonna say Kyle Hamilton, who is safety from Notre Dame, and everything you hear about this guy is that he's special. Big guy. I think he's 6'3". I think he's going to be one of the next great safeties. That's what it suggests, based on his play at Notre Dame, that he's going to be a guy that's going to be an all-pro come. And he also comes in day one. All these guys, for the most part, that you're going to see going in the beginning of the draft, they should be guys that I should be able to either start from day one or at least heavily contribute from day one. So I'd say Jets go Kyle Hamilton. He's a safety from Notre Dame University. Our next team is also from New York, yet they play in New Jersey. The New York Giants. The Giants have a need at offensive guard and linebacker. And I know he most likely would already be gone, but I'll say they take Evan Neal from Alabama. I know he's most likely gone because if he made it past Houston, which I said would take Ekawanu, he'd be gone. But like I said, film, and we just, once again, like I said, thanking people who are watching the show. Thank you, Mr. James Davis. We appreciate your comment. Keep on commenting. We like to hear from you. And if you got any suggestions on content, just let us know. And if you ever want to be a guest on the show, if you want to bring some of your opinions, some of your thoughts, we always appreciate it. It makes for a pretty fun show, and we like to get involved, enjoy our content and everything. So we appreciate you listening and watching. So, all right. So, like I said, Giants take Evan Neal. Like I said, even though he's most likely long gone. Next team, Carolina Panthers. Okay, so they've got needs at offensive tackle, offensive guard, linebacker. So these tackles seem to be flying off the board. According to Mr. Gilbrandt, Charles Cross, the offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Another guy that's going to be all pro caliber offensive tackle for years. I mean, you got three guys like that are going to, I think, go in the top 10. You know, that's pretty amazing. I mean, because that's a premium position right there. And he's going to be able to come in again, you know, day one, shut those edge seal on the left side and protect the quarterback. And, you know, he'd be a big time addition, and that would just take away a huge weakness from the Panthers if they took Charles Cross from Mississippi State. Just let everybody know you can join us live. The link is in the comment section. You know, if you want to get involved, just let us know and you know, drop one by. Like I said, I'm always open to have, you know, whatever, you know, if you got any opinions on what your favorite team is going to do, and, you know, or just any hot takes, whatever it is, you know. I don't get to talk about my favorite team today, the Raiders, because we're not picking till pick 22. So I think we've got another couple weeks before we'll get to them. And same thing for you Ravens fans out there. They're picking later on. So, you know, we won't be able to talk about them for a while now. But so, again, the Giants are on the clock again after the Panthers. That's 2 picks in the top 10. And I wrote a note down on the pad, and I said, don't waste a pick. Okay, so if you already took an offensive tackle, some people would say, you know, you have room to maybe gamble a little bit, but I mean, that's a premium pick being in the top 10. So I am the cornerback from LSU, Derek Stingley Jr. Now, this guy was lights out as a freshman for Louisiana State University. Had 6 interceptions. He had 15 pass breakups, 38 tackles, and he was a first-team All-American. Those of you who don't know, first-team All-American is the highest honor you can get as a college football player. He comes from a bloodline of NFL players. Well, at least his grandfather played. This guy just looks like he, you know, is going to be, you know, another Jalen Ramsey, but I don't want to compare him to him. I don't know if that's a fair comparison, but I think he's, you know, definitely got his own style and his own brand, you know. So Derek Stingley, he would be my second pick to the Giants. He would automatically go in the defensive backfield day one, make an impact. He's going to be back there, you know. Yeah, maybe he makes some mistakes, you know, but you know, all picking off some passes, and he would just be another huge get for the Giants. So our next team we'll have picking is the Atlanta Falcons. Boy, oh boy, the Falcons, they've had quite an offseason. They traded longtime franchise quarterback, former NFL MVP, Matt Ryan. They traded him to the Colts. I think they knew for the foreseeable. I've never been a huge Matt Ryan fan. I think he's been really good, but I've had arguments with people who are saying he's a Hall of Famer. I don't believe so, but any rate, he upgrades, you know, that position for the Colts. So the Falcons are going to roll with Marcus Mariota, who was the number 2 overall pick in the 2015 draft. He signs with the Falcons after being a backup for Las Vegas Raiders last 2 time, coming in as mainly a running threat. But, you know, let's give Mariota another chance. You know, he dealt with some injuries. I think he was showing a lot of promise early on in his career, but maybe now that the expectations aren't there of being the number 2 pick, maybe he can go to a place like Atlanta and grow with them. So Atlanta, I have their needs down as receiver, edge rusher, like a lot of teams in the NFL. So wide receiver, I am going to go with Gilbrandt's number 12 overall prospect, Mr. Drake London, wide receiver from USC, University of Southern California. And oh boy, this guy, I like him. I mean, he, I guess size wise and stature wise, you compare him to like maybe a Mike Evans, at being like, also those of you who are a little older might remember Vincent Jackson, who played for the Chargers and the Buccaneers, who had a really nice career. I believe he passed away earlier this year. Rest in peace, Vincent Jackson. But I like Drake London, and if he's over his health issues with his ankle and everything, I think he'd go in there and be somebody dynamic to pair up with their tight end up 10 last year. So I say Drake London to the Falcons. Moving on, next we have the Denver Broncos. Oh, I hate the Broncos with such a fiery passion. They got Russell Wilson. They're trying to make moves to compete in that AFC West, which is going to be the hardest division of football. I mean, I say between that and the AFC North. But Denver needs our cornerback edge. Now, I think they may be tempted to get cute and do something like draft quarterback Malik Willis from Liberty University, but I think they just need to make the most out of Russell Wilson because he's getting older, so it's win time. You don't trade for a guy like Russell Wilson and not try to go all in. So Broncos, I'll say they take for the Cincinnati Bengals college football team. With a name like Sauce, which I'm sure that's not what his mama named him, but seems like the guy's probably got some swag, got some style. So his own play seems like he looks really confident to me. And according to Pro Football Focus, he did not allow a single touchdown reception in coverage in 3 seasons. Now that's who are familiar with college football and the conferences. Oh, Cincinnati doesn't, always play against big time, competition, but they've been on the rise for in recent years, and they're getting, higher level prospects. So, Mr. Sauce Gardner to the Denver Broncos, pair him up with Patrick Surtain Jr., and that might be a deadly combination in there. To close out, we've got the New York Jets picking again. So I said with their first pick, they would go Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. So they still have need at receiver. I'd say middle linebacker, who C.J. Mosley, who they signed from the Ravens, has been injured and had some issues. I'll say they go Jermaine Johnson Jr., defensive end from Florida State University. He seems like he's a pretty explosive guy, at the all-important defensive end, edge rusher position. He transferred to Florida State from Georgia, where he spent 2 years. And when he got to Florida State, he had 12 sacks and 70 tackles, forced 2 fumbles, which means, you're getting behind the line of scrimmage and you're tackling the running back or the QB, before they can even get going. So, he looks like he would be pretty impressive with the Jets with some of the other guys they already have there. So, like I said, Jermaine Johnson Jr. from Florida State University. So, I think that's all I got for today. Some prospects coming up that I'm pretty excited about. But we'll get into that next week. Just really appreciate everybody. Like I said, tuning in, watching. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. And like I said, get involved in the comments. Leave any comments. Tell me where you think what my picks. If you think I made good picks, or if you think I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, there is a high chance I don't know what I'm doing. But appreciate everybody, and like I said, grow the channel, and we're in this together. So I'm gonna pass it off to the Donna Sports Entertainment. Everybody have a great Saturday. I'll see you next week.
Yes. That's the big guy there. Thank you so much, big guy. We're about to sign out from the studio right now. It is what it is. 2022 draft. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel and also help us like the video, share. That's love and sharing.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, it is what it is. Big Mountain. Manchester United sucks right now. Don't let us go there. Messing up is gonna be a fantastic weekend. Arsenal also sleeping. A leg better team. You know what I'm talking about. All right, it's all about NFL Talk Show with the big guy himself and Cole. Thank you so much. Shout out to James Davis. You're wonderful. Please drop your comment in any area you want us to be. Content. What do you want us to talk about in our content? Thank you so much. Shout out to Miss TJ. Thank you, wonderful. All right. Checking out from the studio. Thank you once again, everybody. See you next week. Please, one more time. There's this video, Football 101. Special much about the game. But you know what? It's a fantastic video. That's Series 1. Series 2 video is coming. Thank you once again.
Don't let me get canceled. I'm going to have to do infomercials.
You hear that? You hear that? That's the big guy. All right. Manchester United, you messed it up, but no doubt about it. I'm going to have a fantastic weekend. All right, let's get out. Let's get out of here. All right, guys. Thank you so much.